You know, yesterday I was thinking like, how can I move forward on like buying a crib and decorating the nursery, and with this thing like looming over me, like this fear. Hey guys, it is Friday and I'm starting the vlog a little bit early this weekend because it's a big day. I am 19 weeks and I don't know, 3 days. I'm pretty sure that's where I am. Today I'm going to do my 20-week anatomy scan. I'm going to see the high risk OB and then I'm going to go see my regular OB back to back. It's going to be like a marathon doctor appointment, and up until yesterday morning I thought that Grant wasn't going to be able to come in with me to the high risk appointment, which is the big one, the long one. It's like the halfway mark. They look at everything. Everything is in detail. They're counting fingers and toes, all of that stuff. It's like a big milestone. And up until I guess yesterday, they weren't allowing anybody to come in with patients because of COVID. And then miraculously, they changed it. I got a text yesterday. And so Grant is here with me home early from work. Before, we just thought he was gonna be able to come with me to my regular OB appointment. We'd be able to go through everything and that would be fine. I mean, I've gone to like 95% of all of my IVF appointments, all my OB appointments, everything by myself. It would be fine, but I'm so glad and so relieved and so excited that he can actually come with me because this is a big moment and I'm trying not to be nervous, but I'm nervous, and I don't know. I think there's like no way around the nervousness that comes with pregnancy, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see the baby. I feel like I'm seeing the baby more and more and more every day, and it's really exciting. I will say I did have a little bit of, not a little bit, I had a nervous night last night because I was having some cramps. Not like the cramps that I've talked to you guys about before. It was more like in this area. The cramps I was talking about more like low. I don't even know how to point to where it hurts, but these were more like in the abdominal area, sort of like low abs. It's not round ligament pain. Like anytime you talk about anything in pregnancy, like pain related, be like round ligament pain. I know this one, ding, ding, ding. And it's not, because I have that too. And I know what that feels like. I know what triggers that. It's not that, it's something else. It was definitely worrying last night, but I haven't had it today so far, and I'm excited to be going to this much more detailed appointment today. So hopefully we'll learn maybe what that is. Is it just like the low placenta again? Is it growing? Is it normal? I bet it's normal. Look at this man. He's all ready.
Ready to go.
I feel like I'm about to get surgery. Is that how it goes?
Yep, just poking blindly.
Is that your main move?
Just that noise over and over.
It's about to go down. Look at that sweet baby. All right, it's been about 2 hours. That was a long ultrasound. We learned a lot. And now I'm at my second appointment with my regular OB. And look at this art. I was in this room earlier this week. Grant thinks someone drew that on there after the fact. I don't think so.
Perfect. And you're taking a low dose aspirin, right?
Yes, I am.
It's a good sound and heartbeat. Baby sounds great.
This is what I've been wanting for at least a week. I got peanut butter chocolate and Grant got black and white.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I don't think I've ever actually been to a Sprinkles location. I've only ever gotten them as like a gift or like takeout kind of situation. They just happen to you. I've never been somebody that went and bought a cupcake. They just appear magically.
All right, let's try them out.
From this angle, it looks crazy.
Welcome to my life.
What? All right, I just recorded my bump transformation clip for 19 weeks. I look a little wild here. Grant just got home from work and we're about to have a little lunch. And I'm gonna take off my little bump transformation outfit and I'm gonna talk to you more. Grant used to tell me that he hated Schlotzsky's. And then today he's like, oh, let's have some Schlotzsky's. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do. So that's our main update, but all right, so I just wanted to sit down with Grant, obviously, and talk about everything that we learned at the anatomy ultrasound on Friday. It's the big ultrasound. We've been looking forward to it. And it's ultrasound where they look at every part of the baby. They look at the organs. They do a lot of measurements. They're basically just like looking at the inner workings of the baby to make sure everything is normal, developing correctly or developed correctly, and growing on track, just like checking all the bases, basically. It's like the biggest ultrasound so far. And I saw a high risk OB for this appointment. And I don't know if you watched the last vlog, but at the end of the last vlog, I explained why I was seeing that high risk OB, and it's because I did IVF, which there are certain risks involved with that. And then also I have subacute cutaneous lupus. It's an autoimmune disease, and you also need to see a high risk doctor for that. So I got to see the high risk doctor, and then I saw my regular OB. Grant got to be there for both. I'm very, very, very grateful, especially now that he got to be there, because it was a lot of information. And you know, it is Sunday. I didn't vlog at all yesterday just because I was just like not feeling great. Like I woke up and I was like immediately crying. It was like, I don't know, I feel like on Friday it didn't like fully sink in everything that we heard. But I mean, I was thinking about it, I was feeling worried, but like yesterday I was just really, really worried. And I decided to just let myself take yesterday, be worried, be scared, be afraid, let myself go down that path yesterday. And then, you know, today, starting today, we're being positive, and you know, we're just gonna have high hopes, pray about it, and take every step that we can to make sure our baby is healthy and as healthy as it can be. So I haven't told you anything. We did get good news. We got a lot of really, really good news, but we also got a little bit of bad news. And I don't even really want to call it bad news because it's something that's like really complicated, and it's definitely like a wait and see thing. So I want to start with the good news. So the first good thing that I want to share with you guys, and I'm so mad at myself, I've been kicking myself for not sharing this, but I started feeling the baby movements at like 17 weeks. And I was really doubting myself, and that's why I didn't bring it up. Because I was like, is this what I'm feeling? Like it was just really tiny little bubbles. I've never felt it before, so I was really just like, is this what I'm supposed to do? What is this? And since then, it's definitely gotten a lot stronger. I think it was around 18 weeks. I got Grant's hand and I was like, feel it, see if you can feel it. And I know it's so super early to have your partner actually feel it from the outside, but he can feel the baby. And now at this point at 19 weeks, it's so much stronger. I know it's gonna get way, way, way stronger, but there is a lot of movement. This baby is busy in there, and it is the coolest feeling. It's the craziest feeling. I had no idea what to expect. Like, what does that feel like? It's just like the craziest thing to try to imagine. And it's so cool, and it's so, I don't know, it's just really, really awesome. And it's like a whole new connection, you know, seeing the baby on an ultrasound and going to the doctor's visits and everything like that, and seeing my bump grow, that's all, you know, makes it more real. But actually feeling the baby and having Grant feel the baby, it's just like huge. It's really awesome and really exciting. And last night, actually, you know, this is now 90% of what we do when we're home, is just like have hands
feel the baby
on my bum. And Grant actually pushed down a little bit, like gently, and the baby pushed back.
Pushed back hard. It wasn't a coincidence.
We're not looking at it like that.
The response.
So it was just a really, really awesome moment. And yeah, it's like our favorite thing to do now. The other good news pertaining to the anatomy scan is everything looks normal. The organs are good, the measurements are good. The baby is at 11 ounces, which from what I see online is normal, if not a little bit bigger than normal. It's what we're kind of expecting that. We're both really, really tall people. We expect to have a big baby.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. And just everything looks good. And that's what everyone wants. I mean, you couldn't get better news, basically. And that's incredible. So we did all that. We had the ultrasound with the nurse, and then we had the ultrasound with the doctor, and everything was looking good. And then after we were done with the ultrasound part, she brought up that I have lupus. This is my first time meeting the high risk OB, and so, you know, all of these conversations are new. And she asked me if I had SSA antibodies. And honestly, there's a lot of tests involved whenever you're getting diagnosed with a autoimmune disease, and I couldn't remember. And Grant immediately was like, I was filing away some papers and stuff, and I think that you do have those antibodies. And so it was like kind of up in the air, but not up in the air. And we did test for it in the appointment on Friday.
Yeah.
But if you have those kind of antibodies, if you have lupus or if you have Sjogren's, you know, you're at risk for having those antibodies. They can pass through to the baby, and then you can be dealing with something called neonatal lupus. And there are several different things associated with that, but the scariest one is a heart block, and it can mess up the electrical signal from the top of the heart to the bottom of the heart and mess up the way the heart pumps. It doesn't pump enough, and it doesn't pump strongly enough, and that can lead to a heart block. And a heart block can lead to heart failure, or it can lead to the baby needing a pacemaker. And apparently the riskiest time of pregnancy for a heart block developing is about 16 weeks to 26 weeks, right?
Right.
And so I'm 19 weeks now. I'm right in that range, and it's scary. So obviously we don't want our baby to have heart problems or any of the other problems that are associated with neonatal lupus, but that's the scariest one. So going forward, the plan is for me to go in to see the high risk OB every week through 26 weeks, or as far as I know, through 26 weeks, and get an ultrasound, get the heart looked at in a really detailed way to make sure the rhythm is right and it's pumping normally. And then also, one of the things that you can do, or actually I read it as like more of like a preventative thing, or just that they saw better outcomes if the mother was already on Plaquenil, which is the medicine that I take for lupus already. I've been on this medication for over a decade, so I didn't know I was doing something right. I mean, obviously I'm doing something right for me, but it's one of the only things in the papers that we've read that is actually shown to help. And that's one of the things that the doctor kind of led with, which was scary. And she was like, you know, this is one of those things that, you know, there isn't like a medicine we can give you to just fix this. Right. But there is a treatment, which is steroids, a separate thing than Plaquenil. Like we read about the Plaquenil like on our own. She didn't necessarily bring that up in a detailed way during our visit. But she talked about the use of steroids. It's shown signs of helping some people and not helping other people, which is not super encouraging, but at least there's something we can do. Right. And from my understanding, it's not really like a preventative thing. Like you don't start it before you see a problem. So that's why they're doing these weekly scans. And the other thing that we read about separately, and we sent her the paper that we found about it to see what her thoughts are, is we're gonna get a home Doppler. So like the little mini baby at home heart rate monitor, so that I can hear the heart every day and see if I notice any changes, because we read that it's much more effective to do daily, maybe multiple times a day. Like I think I said twice a day monitoring, rather than once a week or once every other week, because this is something that can develop really quickly. And if you don't catch it in time, it's worse. And with all of this, there are different degrees, like different degrees for heart block, different degrees for heart failure. But I do also want to say this is a rare thing. So we have, the odds are in our favor. The odds are also in our favor because I've been on Plaquenil. The odds are also in our favor because I have subacute cutaneous lupus and not systemic lupus, which I'm so grateful for, you know, outside of pregnancy completely. So it's a really scary prospect. It's a scary thing to hear about and read about, and just to think about our baby could have heart problems.
Right.
Our baby could have really, really scary heart problems that require surgery immediately after birth, or God forbid not make it to birth. But it still feels like it's a little bit up in the air. So like I said,
well, it's definitely still up in the air.
Yeah, Grant said that he remembered seeing one of my reports when he was filing some papers that said that I had the SSA antibodies. So the first thing that we did when we came home from the appointment was find that paper.
Yep.
It was a test, like a more in-depth testing that I did with my rheumatologist in 2019. I think it was my first meeting with him here in Dallas. And it was on there, SSA antibodies positive, I've got it. But we did go ahead and do the test with her, so it will be confirmed. And I have a standing appointment already to see my high-risk OB on Friday. So I'm assuming it'll be like every Friday I'll see her and get to see the baby and see that the baby's heart is sounding good and looking good. And the other appointment that we'll most likely have coming up maybe this week or the next week, I don't know, is with the pediatric cardiologist. And she also, I mean, it all kind of like came in so fast, I can't remember the details of what she was saying, but she was saying that they have a really good team of pediatric cardiology people, right?
Well, they have someone who's like super specialized into the heart conduction issues.
Okay.
So yeah.
So we've got good people that we can talk to and lean on and trust, and we're going to be at a good hospital. And, you know, that gives me some sense of security when honestly this is something that's like pretty much completely out of our hands. You know, obviously we can see the doctor and do the at-home monitoring, but it is just like a wait and see thing. And yesterday I was definitely feeling really scared about it, but ultimately, you know, and this is something that Grant reminded me of, there are so many worse things that could happen, and we did get so much good news that so many people would love to get at their anatomy scan. And what we have is just a maybe. It's just a chance that things could go wrong, and the chance is not huge. The chance that we could have a happy, healthy baby is greater than the chance that all these heart issues could happen.
Right.
And if there are heart issues, there's also plenty of room for fixing it. You know, it's not like if you get a heart block, that's the end of things. You know, that's not how it works.
Right.
That's what my mind heard. You know, like when I hear heart failure, it's like, okay, well, that's the end of the story. Apparently not. Grant has been explaining and re-explaining a lot of things to me. It's been really helpful. It's like, I can't imagine going through this with anybody but you. I'm serious.
Yeah,
and like
it'd be
when
really
I was
hard if you weren't a doctor and didn't understand this stuff.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that you were there during the appointment, because she would have told me all of that, and then I would have tried my best to tell you everything, but it would have been very overwhelming. And to have an appointment on a Friday, it feels like all of these like very important things happen on Friday appointments, and then you have to wait all weekend to talk to the doctor again. And we've been emailing her and stuff, so I think that our test results for the SSA antibody test will be back on Monday or Tuesday, so we will most likely be talking to my doctor on one of those days and moving forward on either talking to the cardiologist or, you know, whatever. We ordered one of those fetal Dopplers on Amazon. I don't know if that's the best one. It's hard to know what is the best one. And this is something, you know, honestly, like I've wanted. I guess it's a nice to have kind of thing, but I think typically doctors discourage women from buying them, because if you don't know what you're doing and then you can't find the heart rate, you could cause yourself more stress than it's worth. And so that's why I haven't gotten one so far, but I think we have a really, really good reason to get one now.
Yeah, definitely at this
But
point.
we are going to get her input on, like, do we buy the right one? Like, what are we going to do? But for now, the heart sounds good. The rhythm is good. It's in the normal range. It's what you want to see. But it's like an inescapable thing. It's like so scary to me. When we met with my regular OB right after the high risk OB, we were talking to her about everything that we learned. And she was like, you know, I've only had one patient that was really affected by this. And she was right around your place in pregnancy. And the heart just stopped out of nowhere. Which I feel like she was telling that story to be encouraging.
No.
That she'd only encountered one patient that had this horrible outcome.
Yeah.
But to me, it came off like, oh,
Your
it
baby's
just
gonna die.
hits you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, one day you're good and one day you're not good. And from what we've read since then, because obviously we're going into that not knowing a lot about it, and since then we've tried to read about it and understand more about like more up-to-date stuff that's been written about it, and it really is, it seems like that's how it goes, where it changes very quickly, and unless there's treatment, it's not good. Like, I think we saw one that was like, if it was treated, I guess they were treating it with steroids. After 12 hours, they had a good outcome and it was reversed and went back to normal. And then there were two that were, I think, after 36 hours and it didn't help. So stressful. But at the same time, me being stressed about it and me waking up crying about it and crying on the phone, talking to my parents about it. I mean, obviously that's a normal response, but yesterday I decided, you know, from here on, I'm gonna be as positive as I can be about it, have a good attitude. And, you know, yesterday I was thinking, like, how can I move forward on like buying a crib and decorating the nursery, and with this thing like looming over me, like this fear. And I don't know, I just don't want to spend the next 7 weeks living with that intense fear. I don't think ultimately that's going to be helpful. I mean, obviously I'm going to be thinking about it every day, but I don't want it to run me. I don't want it to have me waking up crying like it did yesterday. And so that's where we're at. We're so thankful for all of the good news that we got from the scan.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to be overshadowed by the potential issues that we might face going forward. That's all we got. I mean, all we can do is be thankful for the good news that we've gotten.
Yeah, and that we know that we need to do something else, and we can adjust our course and keep an eye out for this.
Yeah, we're lucky that we have good
Yeah.
doctors, and I have flexibility. I would like to go to the doctor every day. I've already established this with Grant. I'm like, can't they just put me in the hospital for the next 7 weeks?
Yeah.
Like you see, like on like labor vlogs, you see they have like those bands that go around. I think that's for heart rate monitoring, or
Yeah.
not practical,
Yeah.
but it's an idea, just throwing it out there. There's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot to be scared of, but it's just, I'm trying to choose to be positive and move forward and keep working on our baby shopping list and not let it stop me, and not let it ruin our time with our baby right now.
Right. Baby's gonna be good.
Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm just grateful that we got in to see a good doctor who knew about this and was, you know, recommended that we get checked for it. And, you know, I don't know. I'm just appreciative that we have the ability to do something about it and not show up for delivery and say, oh, you know, after the delivery, oh, there's something wrong with your baby, and oh, we could have done something about this if we had known. And
or oh, we should have been in a better hospital.
Yeah, you know, it's scary, but at the same time, it feels good to have a plan of action, and it's not a definitive, oh, your baby's going to be born with a problem. It's like you said, it's still just a maybe. So that's really...
It's just a possibility. It's just
right.
a chance. And like, when I was talking to my dad, I mean, he was talking about like, you know, if there's a 25% chance, then you have a 75% chance
right.
of
you gotta
having
look
success
at it
and health.
Right, from that more positive.
Yeah.
Look at the positive numbers, not the negative numbers. So.
Yeah, because my mind immediately goes to, that's 1 or 4.
Yeah.
Which is not where you want to go.
Right.
But there are a lot of things that are working in our favor, and I don't want to lose sight of that, and I don't want to have that be the focus. It's hard. It's very stressful. I felt like I had more to say about it, but I don't know.
I think you said a good amount. You'll have more to say later on too.
I'm sure I will, because we're gonna learn a lot more, I feel, this week.
Yeah,
because we're gonna have more conversations.
Right.
Because actually, even after the initial appointment, that was like 2 hours long with the hyroscopy, and then we went to see the regular one, and then I was like, I want to go back and see her again.
Yeah.
Can we go back and talk to her real quick? And it was, you know, like, I don't know, 3:34 on a Friday. Like, she was ready to go, but she talked to us a little bit more and answered some questions. But at the same time, she was like, let's wait. Let's see what this test result says.
Yeah.
But even though we kind of knew already,
yeah,
she just wasn't ready to like hop into reacting when we didn't like have the papers to give her.
Yeah.
But that's what we have. That's our update. Baby is healthy.
Yeah.
We can feel that baby moving around, having a party at all times of the day, late at night.
Did you show the pictures?
I did not show the pictures.
Let's
So
see
we
the
got
pictures.
updated pictures. So cute, unbearably cute.
Baby R.
I will just put the picture in. But cutest baby you've ever seen, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like the ultrasound lady was like, I would measure this bone if the baby would slow down for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for real. The whole update. We're excited for everything.
Yeah, very excited.
We're gonna have some extra steps that we didn't bargain for.
Yeah.
But
it's okay.
We're gonna do all of it and try to keep the best possible attitude that we can and pray about it along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got very high hopes because
Absolutely.
we've got a lot of good things.
Definitely.
All right, that's it.
All right.
Can you still feel it?
Yeah. Worming around in there.
Squirmy worms having a party right now.
Graboid.
Another big fan of Schlotsky's sandwiches.
It's a family affair.
Miss Jenny.
So sleepy.
So this is what we do all day. All right, we both took naps and woke up and decided we wanted to get out of the house. And we came over to this bridge that we always drive by, and we're always like, why don't we go there? Why don't we like try it out? Like, we always see people walking up and down and biking and doing all kinds of cute stuff out here. It's an outdoors activity we've never tried. Not that we've tried a lot of outdoor activities in Dallas, but we just always see it, and we decided today is the day we're gonna walk on this bridge and be cute with all the other people in Dallas. And there's so many little cute families out here, and look at Grant, summer guy. It's like 85 degrees out. I am so happy because it feels like, well, it doesn't feel like summer. Summer is like 100 degrees, but we're getting there and I'm happy about it. I'm also getting a little hungry. I want donuts.
Okay.
back at the old rodeo goat. I got the bodacious burger.
Yeah, it's got those onion strings on it. Wow, that is awesome.
We got bacon, we got
Jalapenos.
cheese, we got everything. And then Grant got
Got a coffee burger.
a crazy burger.
Some Gouda.
Some Gouda. All right, it's the end of the night. We just watched a crazy show. I'm so tired, so ready to wash my makeup off. I will say, if you are anywhere near Dallas, like anywhere near Dallas, go have that burger, the bodacious burger at Rodeo Yoga. No, Rodeo, almost said Goat Yoga, and then I tried to divert. Rodeo Goat. My brain's not working right now. So worth it, so good. I loved it. I loved every second. I feel like the baby loved it. That was like the review I feel like I was getting like internally. It was just really, really amazing. This week is going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to talking to the doctor more, learning more, figuring things out, and the heart rate monitor should be coming tomorrow. Definitely looking forward to that. I know I said like I'm being positive and just doing all I can to keep a good attitude going forward, but I mean, obviously this is something that I'm going to be thinking about every day, if not all the time every day. I just don't want to let myself just be worried sick, which it's hard. I don't know. I'm just obviously thinking about it a lot. It's still very fresh news. I feel like this vlog was definitely not like a normal vlog, not a usual vlog, but I'm sure I'll be back to it next weekend, and Grant will be working next weekend, so hopefully we'll get to have some fun, and hopefully I'll have more clarity on this situation, or maybe have a better game plan, or at least know when I'm gonna see the pediatric cardiologist. There's just a lot that feels like it's up in the air right now. I appreciate you guys watching, and I think that's it for me tonight. Thanks. I love you. Bye.